In this video, I'm going to show you how to make these cedar planters for about $20. To make each of these planters, you're going to need 3 cedar fence pickets and some 1x3s and 1x2s. So I had so much fun last week making the tapered tall planters, but I had a few extra cedar fence pickets left over, and I wanted to do more of a modern, simplified design for my front door. I wanted some planters that really just added the greenery to the front without taking over the front porch. And so I came up with these super simple cedar planters that cost about $20 a piece to make, and literally like half an hour to make each one. This is a great way to create some curb appeal for your front door. I think this whole set with the plants in it was right around $100, so just a lot of bang for your buck. So in this video I'm going to show you how to build these planters with just a saw and a brad nailer. The cut list and everything is written in the plans that are linked in the description, so no need to write everything down. I've got you covered. Alright, to get started, I just chopped all of my cedar fence pickets up according to the cut list. I'm using a miter saw with a stop block to make cutting super easy, but you can also use a circular saw or even a jigsaw. And then cutting my 1x2s and 1x3s for the legs right now. Whenever I'm nailing or stapling the cedar fence pickets to the 1x, I'm going to use 1-inch fasteners. So here I'm just going to line up one cedar fence picket with, that is the longer length, so the 18-inch length, with the 1x2s. And I'm just going to go ahead and create 2 panels here. This project is super simple. It's literally something you can bust out in an hour. Okay, so there's one done, and now I'm going to add the 1x3s. Now after I made the planter, I thought it would have been smarter to marry up the 1x3 and 1x2 leg first, just because it's more stable, and then put the planking in between the finished leg. So I'll adjust that in the plan, but this way works just fine as well. So I'm using glue between my 1x boards, just because this is the main structure of the planter, and I switched to 1.25" nails. So there's one side done. All right, now got the other side already done, and I'm just going to lay those out and start placing the 17-inch long cedar fence pickets in between, and using the 1-inch fasteners to fasten them to the leg sets. And then just kind of rotating to use gravity to my advantage and get it all put together. So at this point, you don't want to be done with it because there's not really any structure to it. It will essentially go from a square to a parallelogram just by kind of putting a little bit of weight on it. So we need to do something. So I thought finishing the top with a nice piece of trim would make it look more finished and give it that structure that we need. So I'm using 1x2s here, and I just measured and cut. So you definitely want to measure and cut to get your lengths perfect, because this is very visible at the top and you want it to look nice. And that's why we didn't already cut it in the cut list. So here's where you want to take your time. It's what the eye is going to see first, and we want it to look nice. So I just laid all of them out, and now just nailing to the legs and being real careful to make sure everything lines up and doing a super good job. So I've got 3 nails into the top there in the first boards that I joined, and then the second board's gonna go ahead and nail and glue those as well, just securing everything. And I want to let you know, in the plans I also do like a little angle nail in the corner to really secure it at the corner, and that's detailed in the plans, so definitely check that out. Isn't that cute? It turned out really well. So now I'm going to add a bottom to it. So you can add a bottom at any height. It can be high or low. If you have like an existing pot that comes with your plant, you might want to just, set it in there. Or if you're going to use soil, you can do like I'm doing and put landscaping fabric over it. So I'm just using up the scraps from the 1x2s and the 1x3s. All right, for a finish, I wanted to try something new, and I love crisp and white. So I'm going to try this fence stain in a white opaque. So it goes on almost like a really matte paint. Now you might ask why I'm not using paint. And the reason is the stain soaks into the wood and it doesn't create a film on top. So as the wood shrinks and then grows again, the film on top isn't going to crack because it's not a film forming paint, if that makes sense. So the stain is definitely a better choice here for the exterior. This was such a fun and simple project. It's really something that most anybody could tackle with just a couple of tools. I've got the free plans linked in the description below, so just click on over, download those plans, and head on over to your home improvement store and get the materials and get these built this weekend. You won't regret it, I promise. Thanks so much for watching this week. We'll see you next Monday.